ceremony matched up?
It's probably one of the best feelings I experienced. That in that exact moment, I truly felt like a true champion. I didn't. I came there only for the ring. I didn't eat. I didn't do anything. And it was the whole ceremony was great. It was good to see some of my old teammates. And talk to them. But that ring was speechless, man. I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to find a place to do it, find something to do with it. So.
AJ, Nick said
I love to hear that because when he came out with that statement after the Super Bowl, like a day or two, saying like he wasn't really fulfilled and he thought the trophy would make him have this feeling, but it really didn't. It was really the process, which I completely understand. And you talk to the normal fan, they look at AJ like, what are you talking about? The championship is everything. It is. Don't get me wrong. It definitely is. But I think what most champions or most things I hear, even myself when I achieve something, it's good for that moment. But then you're like, yo, it's more. It's more to this. Like even as a YouTuber, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I was happy at that moment. But then you hit 10,000. It's like, I'm happy at that moment, but I'm like, it's more. It's more to this. More I can grow this platform, right? So I look at it the same way they look at the championship. Like, we won it, happy for that moment, but I can do it again. And I love the process from going to 0 to 1,000 or 1,000 to 10,000. So I'm trying to relate it to like my daily life, how he possibly feel about the championship. But I am happy to hear that he was excited about the ring because them videos don't lie. You was very excited about the rings, AJ Brown.
the culture that he's trying to build and has built here so far is just to stay in the present, never think about the past, don't think too far ahead.
Absolutely.
How has that resonated down with the guys on the roster?
I think it's easy for them, honestly, because they didn't experience that. I think that's tougher for guys who experienced what we did. And I think Nick is doing a great job drilling in our head. Just to let the past be the past and move forward, because none of that matters. Every day you're a new person. So what you did yesterday is not gonna help you do what you do today. So.
What is Kevin Pizzurro's approach to implementing the offense in training camp?
He's definitely trying some things. This is training camp, so we're gonna see some new wrinkles in there, and throw some different things, and we're just gonna try to build up what we did last year. I think he's very familiar with us. We know him. We have a great relationship, so there's a positive, and we're just gonna continue to try to build from what we did last year really well, and just add a little finishing touches on it.
Based on the talent and experience, you think?
I like what the coaches are doing. I like what he said the coaches are doing. Nick Sirianni, the head coach, like, look, let the past be the past. We enjoyed our moment, but it's time to move forward. Like, how do we handle success, per se? Then I like what Kevin Patullo is doing. He's sticking with the same identity, but just add a couple things in there. You got to add a couple more pass plays or make it more balanced, per se, because a lot of teams are going to go in to stop Saquon Barkley. So we got to prepare for that. And then we got the most tape on us because we played in the Super Bowl. So teams got tape on us from the regular season, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl. And teams went home early, so they had earlier time to prepare. So you definitely got to add some wrinkles in there. So I'm happy Kevin Patullo is doing that. But again, I'm also happy that he's just not completely abandoning what happened last year, because last year was special. Hell, if the team can't stop the run, keep running the ball. Now, if a team find a way to stop the run, do what you did against the Commanders, do what you did against the Chiefs, do what you did against Pittsburgh Steelers. So, yeah, I like what the coaches are doing so far. It's day one, but as far as what I'm hearing, it sounds very positive.
More in the passing game than you guys showed last year if you chose to open things up?
Of course, I think your better can always get better. It can even get better in the run game as well. So we're always just trying to find ways to evolve, and I think that's the focus right now in training camp.
Speaking of that, Terrace Marshall seemed to have make some nice catches today. What have you seen in the short time that he's been here?
He's coming along quite well, honestly. Even in the spring, he was making a lot of catches. I know you guys didn't see it, but he's gonna make the room very uncomfortable, you know, and that's a great thing, you know. And I'm excited to see the room continue to evolve, you know, not just him, but you know everybody push each other. So I'm excited.
When you talk about like the offense getting better.
I just can't skip over that. I can't wait till I get my camp notes. Terrence Marshall Jr., man, he's going to make it very uncomfortable for that wide receiver 4 spot. Johnny Wilson, Anaya Smith. Yeah, y'all better watch out, man. Y'all was on this team last year, but Terrence Marshall, I ain't even get to Danny Gray yet. Those dudes won the spot, so it's going to be a battle. I know a lot of people don't really care about the wide receiver 4 spot, but I'm telling you, Terrence Marshall Jr., he was supposed to be one of those ones in this league. He just went to some bad organizations, but he's here with us now, and let's see what he can do, man. Oh, man, that wide receiver 4 spot is going to be crazy.
As a whole, like how important is it to have the continuity that you guys have with like 10 of 11 starters back and everything?
Right. It's very important, you know. Like today on the goal ball today, you know, me and Jalen just said 2 things to each other, and it was simple, you know, and that comes with, you know, experience and time, you know, and so that's why it's important just to have those guys in the offense of familiar faces, because you know each other, you know the body language, you know the verbiage, you know, and that's very helpful.
You're talking about the defense. There's a lot of youth over there in battles for positions. How important of a role is that for you, battling against them every day, helping them out?
Right. You know, I think it's a part of my responsibility, part of our responsibility as wide receivers to get those guys ready, you know, and vice versa, you know, and you know, I joke around with Coop all the time. I call him All Pro Coop, APC, All Pro Coop, you know, because this is gonna be a year for him. I'm not trying to put pressure on him, but you know, I tell him all the time, I'll make you All Pro, you know, and that starts in camp, you know, each and every day. So.
I always said that's what made this team different. It's how cool the offensive guys are with the defensive guys, because it's usually like cliquish on teams. You know, the offense stay with the offense, and then you got the wide receivers that stay with the wide receivers, quarterbacks hang with the quarterbacks, linemen hang with the linemen, you know, stuff like that, which is fine. But AJ Brown hanging out with a defensive back, a young defensive back, and calling him All Pro Coop, and you know, building his confidence. That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty cool. Like the cohesiveness on this team is very strong. So I like it. I like that, and especially again a young guy like Cooper DeJean, who's going into year 2, who I believe can have an All-Pro year or at least a Pro Bowl year. So keep working, Cooper. Definitely keep working. And AJ, wide receivers, Devontae and those guys, keep pushing them too. Keep pushing them.
Kind of coming at you
Yeah.
pretty early. How much those battles obviously helped him early on, and how much of those battles helped you?
Man, tremendously, man. I love the good work. You know, he's gonna compete at a high level. You know, I give him that one today. You know, even though it was a DP pass interference, but I give him that win today on that one rep. But you know, he's gonna compete at a high level. You know, he's not gonna back down, and I expect him to evolve.
AJ, you won obviously the Super Bowl. You've got 2 big contracts, all pros, Pro Bowls. Like at this stage in your career, what left is there for you to accomplish? How do you approach the second half of your career? Let's call it.
Just continue just to be the best version of myself. You know, you know, I truly feel like I'm the best in the league, and you know, I want to put a stamp on it. You know, so I'm definitely motivated, but also I have to put the team first. So, and that's what I'll do. Honestly, you know, I could go into deeper, but you know, I think that's what I'm focused on. You know, being the best version of myself. You know, and you know, proving it each and every day that I am the best.
I'm so happy he finally said it. I'm so happy. He is the best receiver in this league. I'm sorry, he is. It's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He just found himself in good, unfortunate situations. Tennessee, he had Derrick Henry. He had to deal with Derrick Henry as the best running back. And now, where we playing our best, we got Saquon Barkley. So he's literally played with two generational running backs. Literally played with two generational running backs. And still, with the Eagles, he's able to put up the numbers he can put up. Yo, Saquon Barkley had 2,000 plus yards, and AJ was still able to get 1,000 plus yards with missing games. That's insane. That's insane. He is the best. When you think of Jamar Chase, what pass-friendly team? When you think of like a CeeDee Lamb, pass-friendly team. Justin Jefferson, pass-friendly team. Tyreek Hill, pass-friendly team. He's the running back that's in the top 5. I think he's number 1. Who's not on a pass-friendly team. He's not, and I don't think he ever been on a pass-friendly team since he been in the NFL. The closest he really got to that was the collapse year. That's how he was breaking records. Won like 6-7 plus games with 125 plus yards. Broke Calvin Johnson record. But we all know what happened that year. Yeah, he was putting up the numbers, but you look at him every single game, the ones we lost, he looked depressed. Even at the wins, depressed. Like, yo, like the offense looked trash. Well, he ain't say that. I'm saying that. But you get my point that, yeah, he want to put up numbers, but like he said here, and people going to misquote this. I bet $1 million people going to misquote it. He said, I'm the best receiver in the league. But of course, I got to put the team first. And I bet you a lot of people going to forget that and going to take this the wrong way. I could bet $1 million. If I get on Twitter right now, I bet you that's what they saying. He's selfish for saying that. And they probably saying stuff like, oh, Jalen Hurts got to accommodate him now because he's saying this. But a lot of people going to miss that other part where he said team first. So, look, I like that he said that. I'm going to end it here because I'm going to take my time to watch more. Maybe I'll react to another one. I heard Jordan Mailata was talking his talk, so I'll probably react to that. I'm going to get this one out as soon as I can. But I like that quote. I'm going to stop it right there, man. Shout out to A.J. Brown, man. You know, talking this talk. He ain't want to say it. But he had to say it, man. I think he's the best. You know, A.J. Brown usually play those questions like cool. Like, you know, like Jamar Chase and those guys, they got the numbers. One of the things they got over you, A.J. Brown, they had pass-friendly offenses, and they have tons of catches. Whereas though A.J. Brown might have 5-6 catches, but it might be 170 yards, something crazy. Whereas though these dudes be having 15, 16, 11, 12, averaging double-digit catches, and then they had the same amount of yards as A.J. Brown. So imagine if A.J. Brown doubled his workload. He probably had like 200-plus yards each and every game. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? I'm telling y'all, I might have another one out talking about Jordan Mailata. I think I am. I'm going to try to do this because I don't put out videos about, you know, the camp notes until the next day. But I could at least react to an interview or two if they come out. So we'll see if we could keep this up. If not, I'm human. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.